The hum of Northwood High's auditorium lights did little to calm Ethan Carter's racing heart. This was it, graduation. At 18, he was the first in his family, a young black man from South Central LA, to earn a scholarship to UCLA for engineering, a lifeline out of years of struggle. His mother, Grace, a tireless nurse, watched, her eyes brimming with the pride earned from countless night shifts. This wasn't just a diploma. It was a defiant statement against every stereotype, every whispered doubt. But triumph turned to nightmare. As Ethan reached for his diploma, Mason Hayes and Trevor Reed, two privileged white students who'd tormented him for years, tripped him. He crashed to the stage. Laughter erupted. Trevor snatched his diploma, tearing it. "Charity Case doesn't deserve this." Mason sneered, loud enough for the front rows to hear. "Go back to where you belong." Trevor recorded the video, soon going viral. Hashtag Charity Case Carter and hashtag Uthug trended, his humiliation public, underscored by vile, racially charged comments. Ethan was broken. For a week, he holed up in his cramped LA apartment, deleting social media, unable to escape the racial slurs and mockery. Grace, however, refused to let him fade. One muggy morning, she drove him to Fury Fitness, a boxing gym in East LA, run by Coach Vince the Viper Tate, a seasoned black trainer who'd seen all. "He needs to learn to fight," Grace told a skeptical Coach Tate, her voice trembling with a mother's fierce resolve. Ethan protested, but Grace's words were steel. "You're not going to college defenseless. Those boys try to put you in your place. Take it back." Tate, a man who understood the value of inner strength forged through adversity, challenged Ethan. "Fighting's not just about fists, kid. It's about discipline, control, knowing your worth. You in or out." Something stirred in Ethan, not just anger, but a hunger to reclaim his dignity. "I'm in," he said, his voice quiet but firm. Summer became a crucible. Every morning, Ethan was at the gym, training relentlessly. Coach Tate pushed him, honing his body and mind. "Pain's just weakness leaving you," Tate would say, "but rage without control is just noise. They want you to be that angry black kid, Ethan. Don't give him the satisfaction." Ethan learned to channel his hurt, transforming into someone formidable, his spirit unyielding. Ethan arrived at UCLA with cautious optimism, hoping to leave the racial taunts behind. That hope lasted 3 days. Mason and Trevor were there, lounging on the student union steps, their wealth and white privilege palpable. "Look who made it," Mason called. "Charity Case actually got in? Did you earn that, Carter?" They spread rumors, sabotaged his efforts to join clubs and study groups, subtly weaponizing racial biases against him. Ethan felt the old shame, but beneath it, a new, controlled fire. The harassment escalated, surgical and insidious. Ethan was isolated, whispers of his violent streak, following him like a shadow. His blackness, once invisible in the halls of Northwood, now felt like a target painted on his back. He fought back with academic excellence, impressing Professor Dr. Lena Hansen, his circuit's teacher, a woman known for her keen eye and unwavering integrity. But the noise was deafening that an unexpected ally emerged, Chloe Kim, a pre-med sophomore and Northwood valedictorian. Haunted by her high school silence, and now witnessing the blatant racism at play, she confronted Ethan. "I know what they're doing to you," she said. "The racist slurs, the way they talk about you. I'm documenting everything." Ethan was wary, but Chloe's genuine resolve convinced him. "Keep documenting," he told her, "but I'm handling this my way." Chloe publicly exposed Mason and Trevor at a pep rally, igniting hashtag Justice for Ethan. The bullies retaliated. Trevor accidentally destroyed Ethan's laptop. Mason hacked Chloe's phone, sending Ethan a fake distress text to lure him to a frat party. Ethan, sensing danger, rushed to the Gamma Row house. In the shadows, he found Chloe, held by Mason, Trevor recording. "You're nothing but a thug." Trevor sneered, a racial slur laced in his tone. The word ignited Ethan's disciplined fury. When Mason swung, Ethan dodged, landing a precise cross that dropped Mason. Trevor charged, but Ethan disarmed him, driving a knee into his ribs. Chloe, now free, recorded the aftermath, ensuring every word, every hateful taunt, was captured. Sirens wailed. Officer Davis, influenced by Mason's father, Dr. Richard Hayes, a prominent hospital board member, and Trevor's mother, Evelyn Reed, an influential real estate mogul, immediately believed their staged victimhood. Ethan was arrested, handcuffed, the edited video making him look like a monster, a familiar trope weaponized against young black men. In jail, Ethan faced a grim reality. His public defender, Laura Chun, confirmed the uphill battle against the powerful Hayes and Reed families, who were already pushing a narrative of Ethan being a dangerous element on campus. But Grace, Chloe, and Coach Tate were fighting back. Chloe meticulously collected evidence, recovered texts, audio recordings from Trevor's ex-girlfriend, Maya Jenkins, who'd witnessed his racist malice. Even Ethan's roommate, Sam, had audio of Mason and Trevor boasting about their hack and using racial epithets. Professor Hansen offered to testify about their academic sabotage, highlighting a pattern of racial targeting. Detective Sarah Ruiz, a sharp investigator who'd seen privilege play out before, noticed #JusticeForEthan trending and took a personal interest. Armed with warrants, she uncovered a treasure trove of damning evidence. Deleted messages planning the setup, research into self-defense claims, and video edits. "We've got them," Ruiz told Chloe. "Conspiracy, false reporting, perjury. And given the language in these texts, we're looking at hate crime enhancements." At the arraignment, Mason and Trevor, feigning victimhood, presented their edited video. Just as Judge Miller was about to rule against Ethan, Detective Ruiz burst in, presenting the irrefutable evidence. The courtroom gasped as recordings of Mason and Trevor's plotting echoed, detailing their scheme to frame Ethan. Maya Jenkins' recordings confirmed Trevor's long history of malice and racist remarks. Professor Hansen corroborated their academic sabotage, proving a systematic campaign of targeted harassment. Miller's voice was firm. "Based on this evidence, all charges against Ethan Carter are dismissed." Then, her gaze hardened as she turned to Mason and Trevor. "Mr. Hayes, Mr. Reed, you're remanded into custody pending charges of conspiracy, false imprisonment, false reporting, and perjury. Given the nature of the evidence, hate crime charges will also be pursued." Bailiffs moved in, handcuffing the stunned bullies as their parents protested, their influence suddenly powerless. Grace wept, holding Ethan. The smirk that had haunted him since graduation was gone from Mason's face, replaced by fear. The courthouse steps buzzed with reporters. #JusticeForEthan had gone national. Mason and Trevor's carefully crafted image lay in ruins, their racist lies exposed to the world. 6 months later, Ethan and Grace lived in a sleek midtown apartment, courtesy of a $2.5 million settlement from the Hayes and Reed families. Grace pursued her dream of teaching. Mason and Trevor were expelled from UCLA, their academic records tainted. They pleaded guilty to conspiracy, false reporting, and perjury, serving 6 months in county jail and 3 years probation. Their families' influence crumbled under the weight of truth and public outrage over their racially motivated actions. Ethan's future, once derailed, soared. Coach Ricardo Sanchez, head of UCLA's boxing program, offered him a full athletic scholarship, impressed by his discipline and character in the face of adversity. Ethan embraced the sport, finding discipline and purpose. Chloe, now at Johns Hopkins, became a campus leader, her voice a weapon for justice and anti-racism. Inspired by the legal fight, Ethan began drafting law school applications, his essays powerfully detailing his experience of systemic injustice. "I want to fight for kids like me," he told Grace. He launched UCLA's Anti-Bullying and Anti-Racism Alliance, mentoring students from marginalized backgrounds. At its first rally, he spoke, "Bullies thrive in silence, and racism thrives in silence. Real strength is standing up, speaking out, building power not just in your fists, but in your heart against all forms of hate." Ethan's story, born from humiliation and prejudice, had become a beacon. He knew the fight wasn't just for him. It was for every kid told they didn't belong, every dream torn apart by cruelty and bigotry. He'd keep fighting, one punch, one word, one truth at a time.